Patriots, it's Patrick and Matt, and today we want to give you our #1 preparedness tip.
Numero uno.
So Matt was a little bit late to the prepping world. I was kind of ahead of Matt on a lot of this journey with the prepping stuff, but he is slowly transitioning into that, and I'm super proud of you, dude. And I think that, not everybody is at the same point on the path as everyone else. So I think it's great. Matt reached out and he said, hey, man, I'm just kind of getting into the prepping stuff. What do I need first? And my answer is very simple. And I think this is the most important thing. If you only do one thing to prepare your family, I think this is the most important thing you can do, which is a Berkey Water Filter system. So Matt has just picked up his Royal Berkey, which is not the largest, not the smallest version. This one is 3 1/4 gallons, I'm pretty sure. I think it says it on the front of the box. Yep. So the 3 1/4 gallon is not bad. I mean, it'll do pretty good. At my house, we have the biggest one we can buy. So I recommend people, when you buy one, buy the biggest one that you can afford that fits your family. So I have a large family. I have 3 kids and lots of other people that are dependent on me. So I got the biggest one that we could possibly get. And I think it filters 6 gallons of water at a time, which for a large family, it sounds like a lot, but we go through it very quickly. I'm constantly refilling my own. I probably drink 5 of those a day. No kidding. I drink a lot of water.
Stay hydrated.
So, to me, this cuts down on water bottles and stuff too. I know that, a lot of y'all are going to feel this as the hippie stuff, and I'm not trying to be a hippie, but I hate water bottles. You ever get in your car and your wife leaves 3 of them in the floorboard and they're rolling around half empty? Man,
You've met my wife before.
Oh man, it drives me nuts.
And the little caps to the water.
Yeah, caps everywhere.
All down in the dashboard.
No, they're everywhere in the yard, in the car. They're literally everywhere. So I hate the water bottles. Not to get too sidetracked off of the video here, but this solves that problem. Get you something that you can carry and refill. And this water will taste better than anything else that you can get. It's better than the purified water that you can get. It tastes really good. You can even take tap water and pour it, which is what my family does for drinking water. You can get these with several different types of filters. If you're into the fluoride thing and you're not cool with having fluoride in your water, you can actually get fluoride filters to go in these. Awesome. That will take the fluoride out of your water. And then the black filters will also remove viruses and other things as well, which is awesome. So we're going to pull this out of the box and let you guys see what Matt's Berkey is going to look like. We're just opening this, so I hope it has everything it needs.
We'll see.
Now, guys, I know that the Berkeys are quite expensive, but this is a lifetime product. This is something that you keep for the rest of your life. They're made to last. They use them in third world countries where water is not like it is here. In America, we are very, very spoiled, and we're used to turning on the water spigot and water comes out that's clean that we can drink. And it's not like that everywhere in the country. And there's a lot of people who have been overseas that can tell you, we take water for granted here in America. We're so spoiled. But my question to you is what happens if the water doesn't work anymore? You pick whatever prepping reason you want to, whether it be viral, the people that were running the company are not showing up anymore because they're afraid to catch a virus. Not that I'm saying that the coronavirus is that. I'm just saying, say it was something like that. Let's say it was a natural disaster where they can't get to it or the water was compromised. Water is life, people. And if you go by the rule of threes, it's pretty high on the list. So there's 3 minutes without air or oxygen, and then 3 days without water. That's it. After that, we're in bad shape. And if you're like me, I drink a ton of water. So it really is important to be able to stay hydrated and keep your family safe. So these when they come, you're going to get an upper half that looks like this. It has holes in the bottom. The filter will go in top, and then they'll filter through the bottom into the top of this one. So I'm going to get this out and show you guys what that looks like. And these are stainless steel, so like I said, they will last a lifetime. Mine's been pretty beat up with cleaning it over the years and having kids and it getting quite a bit of use. They take a beating. So we're going to talk Matt into how to set all this stuff up, and you guys can go through with us.
Obi-Wan.
And we'll show you how we do it here. So when these came, most of the time these come with 2 filters. And the filters are really the important part. That's the part that you have.
What are you opening now?
This is going to be the plugs and different miscellaneous parts that I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
And then this part here is
valves or whatever.
the valve for the bottom that we'll go ahead and let you start screwing in here.
Wheeze the juice.
So,
man, wheezing the juice.
So on this one, it comes with 2 washers, and then it has a nut that goes on the back, and we will go through that and show you how to put those on. So the one that has the kind of the bigger one that looks more like a mushroom will go on this one like that.
Who needs a stinking manual?
And then this one will go on the back with the nut, and we will go inside.
Inside?
So when you get it, the bottom piece will have a hole here in the front. And I know this because I put these together already before. And then the washer will go on next. We're just sliding that in there. And then we're going to run the nut on.
Let me know if I need to shine my flashlight.
What we can do is turn it up in just a second and let them see what it looks like whenever it's done. So right now I'm just running that nut and washer up. When you go to tighten this up, it really doesn't take a lot. Like to me, I get it kind of hand tight and then I give it a kind of a turn until I see the washer starting to kind of not deform but compress. Yeah, we just want it to be hand tightened to where that washer is good and snug so that water won't leak out there. Over time, mine has worked out a little bit because again, I got kids and monkeys that want to swing off this stuff, and it can sometimes be one of those things where they will, you know.
So in there is the nut
there.
and the washer that he just tightened from the back side. And then we've got the typical valve outlet there
All right,
on the outside.
So we're going to open up next.
Let's do it.
The most important part, which is really the magic part,
Making a filter.
is the filters. And these are
Biodome, another Pauly Shore movie.
I do know that one.
Making a filter.
These have to be primed.
Bubble wrap.
No.
I got bigger stuff. Hold on.
Always like the big kid, man. He's like the big kid. He can't stop.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So before you put on these elements and you put them inside your Berkey, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how they go in there. But before you do, you have to prime these in the water. And the way you do that, they send this little nut here, and you'll just kind of you'll take the cap off of this and slip that on. And then that goes up to your faucet, and it's just going to back flush this and refill it. You'll see air bubbles start to come out, and then it'll start to prime that. And then once you've done both of those, they're ready to go in. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put it all together here in just a second.
Sure we shouldn't cut and go prime it and then come back?
I mean, we could, but then what would you do when you get home?
Oh, I would have a Berkey that's all set up. Rock and roll, man.
You see how this works?
Yeah.
All right, so if we want to cut and go prime them, I'm going to let Matt run in the house and prime his filters real quick.
So we'll see you in a
We'll
hot
take
second.
a little break. Matt's going to prime them, and then we'll put them in. All right, guys, we're going to prime this filter for Matt. So what I like to do is just kind of stick this on, and you're going to have to hold it kind of tight, and then don't turn it wide open, but just give it a little pressure, and you'll start to see it bubble. Oh, we're getting some overflow there. And you kind of have to hold it fairly tight. As you can see there, it starts to bubble through the filter.
It's sweating, man. Condensation.
And once you see it do pretty much the whole filter, that one is now primed and ready to go.
Ready to roll.
So we'll do the next one, and then we'll meet you back outside, and you guys can see us put the rest of it together. All right, guys, we're back, and we just finished priming these filters for Matt, and we're going to go ahead and put them in.
Dripping on my foot. Good thing I got my good
you're the one that wanted
darn
it,
tough socks on. You know, nice breathable merino wool. Check them out, darntough.com. Well, we might have some affiliate links on our Amazon page.
All right, so when we put these in, we're going to go, what I do is I pick whichever side has the Berkey emblem on it, and I go to that one and the opposite one. So this one will take 4. We're only going to put 2 because that's what it comes with. The other 2 holes are going to be plugged with these plugs that come with it. And then you did ask for the filter to be primed. I was going to do a nice clean video, but it is.
I wanted it to be fully instructional.
It's ready. So now you guys know how to prime the.
Folks like me.
Now you guys know how to prime it.
They're primed.
So this comes with 2 washers, 1 for each side. I go to the opposite of the first hole that's closest to the Berkey emblem. That's how I keep up with which way I put filters in. So I just slid it in with the washer, the rubber washer on. And then we're going to go to the other side and put the other washer on. And then we're just going to hand tighten that. Just like that. And that just keeps water from going through the holes while you're purifying your water until you get more of the Berkey filters. So you want to get as many of these as you can. These usually, I want to say they last, you know, I'm not 100% on this. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say it's like 3,000 gallons per filter. So each one of these, I think we did the math, and they last us like a year and a half, something like that, for 2. And then you're going to need to rotate them out for some new ones. Now the Berkey filters are a little bit expensive. You know, they're $100, but they filter more and do more. That's just the
filter parts.
Yeah, that's just the filter. The whole system, the first initial cost of a Berkey is pretty high, especially
$100 a gallon.
Especially right now, just because of the virus and there being such high demand. But this is one of those things you buy once and you cry once. You get the right thing the first time, you never have to worry about water again.
Certainly.
And for let's see your filter now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the plug, go on the back side, and then I need the tap.
What happened?
Oh, they're right here. So we just run the rubber. So the filter goes in, then the rubber goes between the filter and the bottom. And then you take your cap and you just run them on until they're nice and tight. And they may, like on some of them, they may be a little bit crooked whenever you get them, tightened in there. That's okay. As long as it's tight enough that the water is not going to come through between the filter and the
makes sense.
The stainless, it's fine. So it doesn't really matter. So that's pretty, actually I might have over tightened that a little bit. So be careful that, you want it tight, but you don't have to go ridiculous on this stuff. Just tight enough that we get a good seal. We don't want to deform and cause any leaks. And we'll go to the other side.
Press, but don't deform.
And we're going to again take the rubber off, go through that, and then we'll put the rubber on and then put the nut on to hold that. So these filters, they filter through kind of the reverse way that we primed them. So the water's actually going to come out this end as it filters through the top. And you get, you can take swamp water out of a lake. Pre-filter it, of course. Try to get everything you can out of it. But you can take regular old crappy pool, swamp, water, whatever it is, and run it through this thing, and you have perfectly clean, great tasting drinking water. Now, I don't know if y'all saw or heard me talk a lot about, okay, so let's just quickly talk about this. Once these are in, they look like this, and you got the plugs in the bottom that are white, and then you have the filters that are in there, and as you can tell, they're not always perfectly symmetrical. They may be a little off on weight. It doesn't matter. And then this is just going to sit into that one like that. So the piece that Matt's holding that he keeps thinking is
Inside
here,
the lid.
this goes
No, it's the base.
on the bottom.
Ah.
And that holds it on your table to keep it from sliding around. That's what that does.
Magic.
So back to what I was saying, I don't know if y'all have seen me talk in some of the other classes and stuff we do when we're talking about, the Sawyer mini filters for like backpacking or for bug out bags and stuff like that. Those are great for like a short term like camp or bug out or something like that. But the water is not going to taste very good. It might be clean enough to drink, but it's not always clear and tasty. With this water out of a Berkey filter, it really is awesome. I mean, you can take lake water and throw it in there, and it's good to go. So it's great if you're going on say you're doing like a car camping trip or something like that. They actually make the sportier versions of these that are a little bit smaller. These are gravity fed, so you pour the water in the top, it'll go through the filters, and then the clean water ends up in the bottom. And then now the last step for completing this, we're just going to put the lid together. So the lid is pretty simple. Just takes a screwdriver. Oh, I don't have one except in my keys. Huh. So I told you guys, I use these little things on my keychain all the time, like little prepper tools, man, they're awesome. So we're just going to take that out there, and then it goes on top, and then we go to the bottom, and we're just going to start the little screw and put it through there.
I wonder if the box says Texas, USA.
I'm pretty sure
But
they're American made, but they're used all over the country. All right, so lid is now tight with a nice feature, and that keeps the top clean. So that is the assembly of your Berkey. I'm going to throw your primer in there just in case you might need a primer.
I'll kind of rack it on the mic later. Oh well.
It is what it is. Y'all are getting videos that are helpful, but we're not professionals. We are just normal Joes. This is a completely assembled Berkey. Like I said, they make them much bigger. Mine is a lot like this tall.
It's like that tall.
It's pretty tall, dude.
Never mind.
Like my top.
For a tall guy, it's about.
My top is about that tall. I mean, it holds 6 gallons, twice as big as this one. Yeah. Twice as big. It's maybe a little bit rounder. This is 3 1/4. Mine does 6. So just saying, mine's bigger. Anyway, if you can afford a big one, and this company is really good. Like, there's a couple other companies out there that are doing this as well, but none of them have the reputation of the Berkey filters. Like, they're just a higher quality. And I'll tell you, the customer service is top notch with them. I'll just tell you guys a little personal story about mine. Whenever I was looking at, a lot of people don't know it, but they have like a scratch and dent section on their website. And I was looking through the scratch and dent when I found the Crown Berkey that I wanted. Mine's called a Crowd. This is a Royal. And when I found the Crown Berkey, I was like, that's the one I want. I don't care if it has a scratch on it or something. That doesn't matter to me because I have monkeys at home. They're going to swing all over it anyway. So I was like, that's the one I want. Well, something happened. I put it in my cart and I went to do something. I needed to do something with the kids, or bedtime came or something. And I come back like an hour later or something, and I went to complete my purchase, and it was gone. Like, the one that I had put in my cart had sold out, and they said, listen, we're so very sorry, but the scratch and dent model that you had in your cart sold while you were away. And they were kind enough and awesome enough that they said, we're sorry that sold while you were away. We're going to just send you a brand new one for the scratch and dent price. That to me is customer service, and they earned a lifetime commitment from me. I will be a customer to them for a long time, and really not just because of that, but because of the quality. It's kind of like Glock. They just work. They're not super fancy. They work fantastic. So, if you guys are in the market to begin your prepping journey,
we actually have links on our website.
You can go through the Amazon link and find it there, and you can find them online. Right now, The prices are kind of crazy right now. So look around.
So
you know, you might find them cheaper than Amazon, but you'll see a link to what we're talking about, and then you can follow that link and see if you can find a cheaper price.
So we'll leave a link in the description for sure.
Yeah, it'll be there.
Amazon store.
It'll be in there at Amazon
We do
store.
have a gear section on our website at preparedpatriotnc.com.
Which reminds me, if you're wondering like, okay, I got a Berkey already, what next? So we have a section underneath our website called the gear section where you can go through and find like all the kind of the things that we recommend that you can find readily through our Amazon store. You can see those things and go ahead and get those. There will eventually probably be reviews and kind of links and things to all that stuff. But to me, this is the most important thing. Besides, after this, I would start prepping food.
Yeah, and you'll find food grade buckets, Mylar bags, oxygen.
And I also have a
absorbers.
video which I will link somewhere in the video, and you'll be able to click on that and go check out the other video that we have on food prep and how you can store some staples away. I think we're really in for some hard times, guys. I think that we started this to help other people and like to get us all farther down the path and surround ourselves with like-minded people that realize that things are not always going to be as good as they are right now. And I find that military men and service men and women who have been overseas, or people who have done things in their life and traveled to other countries, or been involved in law enforcement or something like that, they get the veil ripped back and they kind of see that things are not always as nice and neat and pretty as we want them to be. And it doesn't take much to rip that veil of society away, and things can get pretty dramatic pretty quickly. Just look at any of the past and even current history of like Hurricane Katrina or the recent riots in big towns and stuff. It's just one of those things where to be able to say, I don't care if water comes out the pipe, I can make my own, is important to me. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please go down and hit the notification button and the subscription button so you can get videos that we post coming up in the future on the preparedness stuff, on the tactical and training stuff, or just on our general life stuff. Like, we're going to be posting all kinds of videos, and you might find some of them interesting. And you can follow us also on social media. You can check us out on the Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff through Prepared Patriot NC is where you'll find us. Matt, anything you want to add? Are you excited to try out your new Berkey?
Excited, man. Thanks for the little tutorial. Hope everybody else appreciates it.
So when you get home, I would just kind of clean it up a little bit before you use it. It will filter, obviously, any dirty water that you put in it. But let's just try to, if we've got any dust in it from the table and stuff, I would clean it up a little bit. In the studio here. Just to make it, nice. And if you're wanting a cool little interesting project with your kids, something else you can do that kind of is fun is, if you want to test out how the filters work, something that's kind of neat is put some red food colorant in some water, and you can show it to your kids and then put it in the top of the filter, and as it comes through the filter, it'll take all that red dye out, and you'll come with clean, pure water, which is kind of cool and shows you the power of your Berkey. So, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Until next time, carry smart, carry safe, and be prepared. Thanks.